All right, what's up, everyone? Swinging Bull here with PB Alerts, and welcome to my stream. We're going to be going over Apple and COIN earnings today. They both report after the regular session. So the bell's going to ring here for the close of the regular session here in about another 45 seconds. So let's get into it. Welcome. I'm actually live in the Discord as well. I got Duco here, Mr. Happy, Porterhouse, the chat. Got a pretty good group over here. Got about 60 people joining us, looks like, from Twitter and Twitch, YouTube. I'm sure people will start piling in here. I was just looking at earnings whispers, and they're saying Apple doesn't report until 4:30 p.m. Eastern, but I think that's wrong. I looked up a couple different sources. I'm kind of getting mixed signals as far as when exactly the time is. Wall Street Journal was saying 4:10 p.m. Earnings Whisper saying 4:30 p.m. Yahoo was saying something else. Anyways, I figured I'd just go live and we'll see what happens. But Coinbase is supposed to report at 4:15 p.m. Okay, there's the closing bell for the regular session. Just go back to the candlesticks real quick, see if we're getting any volatility here. Let me zoom into the 3-minute. And I did open up a trade about 30 minutes ago with the Discord group. Porterhouse, I see you on YouTube. How you doing, man? Yep, good to see you. Anyways, I opened up a trade on Apple. It was more of a neutral trade. I opened it up with the Discord group about 30 minutes ago. And I'll share that with everyone and could kind of show you how I built the trade out and everything. We are getting a little bit of action on Apple right now. I'm getting some buying pressure here. Go ahead and zoom into the 1 minute. Way we can look pretty closely. During the day today, Apple was trending up, making higher lows and higher highs. Okay, so getting some action here. Got Apple on my left-hand side. And some people in Discord asked like any expectation. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. My trade is kind of a neutral trade. I'll just kind of show you real quick. I'll come back to the charts here in a second. It expires tomorrow, end of the day tomorrow. Inverse Iron Condor. The expected move on Apple for tomorrow is almost $7. So plus or minus $7 for tomorrow's expiration. So the trade I set up earlier was Inverse Iron Condor, where kind of a neutral trade, not really bias one direction or the other. The bias lies in it being flat. Okay, so that's where we don't want the trade to end up. But Apple closed at 173, basically needed above 178 and some change to win the trade on the upside. So it's like a $5 move. So within the $7 that they're expecting. And on the downside, 173 closing price of Apple, just need it below like 166. I'll have some sweet profit there. So that's what I mean by this trade's not really biased, where I don't care if it rallies and I don't care if it sells off. I can win either direction. I just don't want it being in this red area here by the close of tomorrow. That's when I'll be looking at my max loss. If we don't get the move tonight or tomorrow morning, I can easily stop out of the play tomorrow morning, and the stop out will be a lot less than this 118. So that's the trade I had set up earlier. It costed $118 debit. And max profit $132. So I'd get my 118 investment back plus the 132, and I'll put that in the multi-leg channel in the Discord. And its potential return on risk is over 100%, obviously. So it's like 111%. So we'll see how this plays out. Let me go back to the candlesticks, see what Apple's doing. And like I say, I don't think the data's out yet. I'm kind of getting some mixed signals on when exactly it's going to be out. Some places are saying 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Some places are saying 4:10. we'll see here. It's 4:03 p.m. right now. We are getting some flickering action right now on Apple. Let me pull up my other screen just so I can be ready for when the data does get released. Let's see here. Okay, welcome everyone. Oh wow, we got over 238 people. Well, we got 238 people and climbing, viewing in. So probably a lot of repeat viewers. I've been doing this every week on Wednesdays or Thursdays for like the past couple months now. But look at Coin making a solid move to the upside. Wonder if this is have any effect on Mara. I've got a $14 average on Mara, a long position. So we could see Mara pump because of Coin here, which would make me happy. So Coin up about 5% in after hours. Looks like they might have released already, and then Apple will come after that. So let me pull up another tab and see if I can get some Coin data for everybody, and then I'll post that on YouTube. Let's see here. Yeah, definitely don't think the Apple data is out yet, because we'd see a lot more volatility than that. Coin making a big down move. Okay. Not too worried. Let me just check Mara real quick. Okay, yeah, all right. So yeah, I'm still up to almost $3 a share profit on Mara. My average is around 14, so no worries there. Let's go to daily chart here. Yeah, I was scooping up on the low 14s not too long ago. So, and I've been selling calls against my position. So got a nice average there. Let me go back to the 1 minute chart, because we're getting some indecision on Mara now. It pumped up to 1726, then fell all the way down to 1685. Kind of hanging out here. 1 minute candle, just not sure if it wants to be green or red. We'll find out here in a minute. Anyways, let me see if I got some Coin data. Let's type it in the search bar real quick. Okay, getting a little bit of data. Coinbase sees Q2 subscription and services revenue 525 million to 600 million. Let's see, Coinbase Q1 revenue. Let me just copy and paste this so people can see on YouTube. And this isn't all the data. This is only a little piece of the pie here. So let me post that. Okay. So their Q1 revenue came in at 1.64 billion versus an estimate of 1.32 billion. So they obviously beat on revenue by a nice little chunk there. Let's say they see second quarter subscription and services revenue of 525 million to 600 million. So I wonder what that was compared to the guidance for Q2, because obviously Q2 is not over with. So I wonder if that was I wonder if they increased it up or down. We'll see. Let me refresh my screen, get some more Coin data. Also, let me go back to Apple on the left here, because that's why a lot of people are here, I'm sure. Yeah, Apple just kind of flat right now, so I'm assuming we're still waiting on earnings data on that. Okay, here's a more cleaner picture of Coinbase here, as far as for anyone wanting to know EPS and revenue, those lines there. Let me post this for everybody. So Coinbase EPS came in at $4.40 EPS. Forecast was only $1.04. So smashed EPS by like 4x. That's nuts. I haven't seen an EPS beat like that in a long time. I'm hoping that's not a typo. Got that data from Stock Talk Weekly. They got a pretty big following. Revenue came in at 1.64 billion versus 1.32 billion. So it looks like they smashed revenue and EPS. Huge beats there. It's going to go back to what I was saying earlier with their Q2, the remainder of Q2 guidance. So they did say that The subscription and services revenue guidance is 525 million to 600 million. I wonder if that's a guidance up or a guidance down. That's what we need to find out. That's probably what's still being digested here for investors. Are kind of flipping to the bearish side now on Coinbase. Let's see here. Apple still kind of basically flat. Closing price of the regular session on Apple was 173.03, so basically 173. Let's see here. Okay, so that EPS data is confirmed. That is not a typo. EPS comes in at $4.40 versus $1.04 estimate. I mean, that should be really positive. I mean, I know it's usually always about the forward guidance, but an EPS beat like that's pretty. Maybe we'll get a situation where they did adjust the guidance down, but the EPS was such a good beat that maybe we don't really get a big move on coin. So far, not really much going on. Apple, getting some buyers stepping up to the plate on Apple. That's nice to see. Hold on, let me take a screenshot of something real quick. Getting some buying pressure on Apple. I like what I'm seeing. RSI just broke 70 on the 1 minute. Let's see what's on the 5 minute. Okay, making a higher RSI print on the 5 minute here. So definitely got some bullishness on Apple. Let's see if this ends up being the true move, because especially earnings, sometimes the first move is not really the real move, right? Little reverse Uno on you is what happens sometimes. Coin, I think data on coin is still being digested. No big moves yet. And go back to that trade that me and the group set up earlier. So basically risking 118 to make 132. If we get a nice trend up on Apple, leading into tomorrow, I should have some pretty solid profit on the table on this trade. And if some more data comes out, or the actual earnings call with the CEO, and the CEO says something that investors don't like, and it starts selling off, would like Apple to be below 166 before the close tomorrow. Either way it moves, I'll make some money. I just don't want it to be a flat trade. I think if by tomorrow morning, after opening bell, if it's still hanging out in this red tent, I'll probably just stop out of it. You can see here, let me widen this out a little bit. Yeah, I mean, max loss 118. I mean, I wake up tomorrow morning and it's still flat for whatever. I mean, I just don't see Apple being flat. There's gonna be a trend, I think, one way or the other. But if it is flat, I'll just take this little loss here. I considered it a lotto play. I just used some profits from some trades earlier this week, so kind of like a scratch off ticket. But I hit a lot of these. I've been hitting a lot of them lately, especially during earnings season and stuff like that. And it's nice to get 100, $200 every now and then, just like a scratch off ticket. But my point is, if it's flat by tomorrow morning, I'll stop out. Yeah, I'll take a loss. I'll be able to save maybe, like, what's that gonna be? Like $40 from the max loss. So I'll just stop out tomorrow. Now, if we do get the move and we get this starts trending, maybe it's just gonna maybe depend what the CEO says on the earnings call. You can see, one solid move on Apple, I'll have some nice profit on the table, whether it goes up or down. And then I'll probably just take profit in the morning, be real nice there. Let me go back here. Okay, so initial bullish move on Apple. Let's see if it can hold up. So, big red can. Oh, let me go to 1 minute here and zoom in. Okay, so getting some flickering. Coin, I have to say, if coin makes another lower low here in extended hours, we're gonna see some selling on this, some more selling on this. Buyers really need to step in here, or the floor is just gonna fall out from underneath this thing. 15 minutes, yeah. I mean, if this ends up being a bearish reaction, Coinbase has a bit of ways to go. Let's see. I mean, obviously next support, you could use this resistance here around 218, but it's already okay. It wicked below it, but now it's kind of a little bit of dip buyer action going on, keeping it above this. Just kind of put a horizontal line here, and it's just simple technical analysis where once was resistance and then it breaks, then now it could be support, right? So that's where I got that line from. Very easy. So wick down below it, but buyers picked it back up, picked the ball back up, and it's above it. If it loses that level, obviously looking at support down here, probably call this like 210. And you don't need to get it perfect to the penny, but around 210. So and then of course down here back into the 190s. So let's just see if this coin earnings data is still being digested, and then of course sometimes we'll get a secondary move when the CEO does the earnings call. Usually it's a webinar. You just go Google coin, ticker coin, COIN, or Coinbase, and Google Coinbase investor relations. And then probably the first link you see that, click that, and you'll be able to get to that webinar probably pretty easy. Coin is going on right now, I believe. We had a question on YouTube. Eddie says, when is SQ and coin earnings? Coin is, let me go back to earnings whispers here. Coin is supposed to be like right now. According to earnings whispers, coin reports at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. But they've already released, because I've got EPS data and revenue data already on them. So let me repost the Coinbase EPS and revenue. There we go, right there. So just for the people that are joining recently to the stream, EPS came in at $4.40 versus $1.04 estimate. So big smash on EPS. The price action definitely is not reflecting that, because so far it's looking bearish. And then the revenue came in at 1.64 billion versus 1.32 billion. I want to take a guess here and say they probably adjusted the remainder of Q2 guidance and possibly the remainder of the fiscal year guidance down. They might have done that, and that's just why we're seeing a negative reaction so far on coin. We'll see if some support starts forming. I'd be looking at basically where the top of this peak was here, puts us at around 219. Let's see if it definitely was a level of interest up here for sellers. So 219. Let's see if coin can stay above 219. If not, very simple levels to the downside. I would be looking at 210, and then probably mental level of 200, and then of course we got this 192, which was the low in pre-market on May 1st. Yesterday pre-market. All right, so not really as much action as I was expecting with these two big players here, I have to say. I figured there'd be some bigger moves going on, but not really. I mean, coin is only down 3%. Like, I wouldn't consider this like a huge sell-off by any means, Let me refresh my other screen here. Okay, so I got the EPS revenue. Yeah, Stock Twits on Twitter is saying Q1 EPS 440 beating expectations of $1, and then beat revenue. The stock is down 1%. Interesting. Here, let me just pull this over. Some of these comments are funny. This is whoever runs Stock Twits Twitter here. Sometimes they post some funny stuff. Unusual whales. And the EPS was off a couple cents on different sources. Earnings Whispers had, let's see, Earnings Whispers had $1.20, but Yahoo had a different figure, and the Unusual Whale says $1.07. StockTwist has $1.01, so kind of mixed on the forecast there. The forecast does kind of change depending on the analysts, I would assume. So, but not really. The only kind of forward guidance that I was seeing was they said that the remainder of Q2 subscription and services, they're expecting 525 million to 600 million. Then we just need to compare that to what the existing guidance was of Q2. But I'm not seeing, not really seeing anything of them talking about the remainder of the fiscal year guidance. So we're just gonna have to wait for the news to actually drop everywhere, or maybe the CEO is gonna save that for the webinar call, which is usually around 5 p.m. Eastern. And again, just Google the stock and investor relations, and then just click that link and you take you right to it. Let's go back to the candlesticks. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, so getting some more bullish action on Apple. Really liking the size of these bottom wicks. I mean, I know they're kind of flicker candles, but you know, it's a 1 minute chart, but still, you know, these bigger bottom wicks are telling me that there's definitely some demand here. So, you know, the buyers haven't really capitulated yet. Definitely seems like there's a battle going on, because it flickers down and then the buyers push it back up with a big order over here on the order book. So let me go to Apple here. Yeah, here we go. So let's see. Yeah, so order book is kind of balanced. Sometimes I'll just glance at the order book, and you know, obviously, if you see a ton more buyers on the bid, then that would be a buy side imbalance there, which is okay. Getting some feedback here. Let us smash. I think you got a hot mic there, brother. All right. So to be honest, Apple's still flat. I would have thought there'd be and also I don't think the data's out yet. That's why I was refreshing my other screen. I think Apple does report at 4:30 Eastern. Yep, everyone's waiting on it. All right. That's why. So this is just like anticipatory volatility here. The data or Apple data is not even out yet. Everyone's on Twitter saying they're waiting. Oh, people are funny. Look at this guy. Come on, Apple. The whole stock market is waiting for you. Is waiting on Apple ER, or Mr. Bean. Oh, that's funny. I remember that show. I'll be 42 years old in August, so I was, you know, I remember watching this show a lot. A funny guy. Stock twits. When Apple is up 2% today after being up only 1% over the past year. Okay. All right, so still kind of waiting on Apple. It's 4:21 p.m. So if they do report at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, then you know, obviously we got 9 more minutes. Coin earnings data is out, so that's why we're seeing kind of a. And you can see the order book imbalance. I set my order book to 50 units, and obvious sell side imbalance here. So this thing looks like it's probably coming down unless some buyers step up to the plate. RSI in straight free fall. This is a 15-minute chart too. Got the crossover on the MACD. TTM getting weak. We'll see if the buyers can pick the ball up on coin, but so far negative reaction to the earnings data. So just give it. I'm gonna give it some more time. Obviously, I want to see the actual price reaction to the Apple data. So I'm gonna be here for at least another 15-20 minutes streaming, and let's just see what happened in some of the previous earnings on Apple. I know they do a really good job beating EPS. Yeah, this is like the past 10 previous earnings. Just one little blip here on February 2nd of 2023. Other than that, they do a really good job beating beating EPS, earnings per share. You know, the last four earnings, the price that Apple was one day after the announcement, the past two times they were flat the next day. Time before that, down almost $10 a share. And May 4th, four earnings ago, they were down, another 10, 4.69%. So, maybe we don't get a big reaction to Apple right away. Let's see when the actual data comes out. Let me refresh my other screen here. But for those following Coin, their earnings are out, and obviously initial reaction is bearish. And look at the Discord, see, make sure I didn't miss any comments or questions. Okay. Yeah, I'll just pull this over so y'all can see everyone on the Discord here. A pretty good group. See, TK says I have a little Apple one too. Cool. Wanted a big payday on coin. Yeah, it's not over yet. I mean, it's only almost 4:30 p.m. We still got the remainder of extended hours, of after hours, and then of course pre-market data tomorrow. And tomorrow's Friday, so we'll see how these end up going into the weekend. All right, Discord members, y'all are famous now. There's over 400 people watching us between Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Say hello, everyone. We got Babu, Chris in the house, Kramer, Deals for Days, Duco, what's up, brother? JX, Let Us Smash, Mr. Happy, how you doing? Nikki, the beautiful Nikki, good to see you. Snowflake, Stickman, Porterhouse in the house, the Chag, TK, lots of lifetime members I'm seeing here. I'm hoping to meet up with y'all in Delray Beach when we do our in-person event. I just live a couple hours from Delray Beach, so I'm just going to drive over there. Yeah, everyone on Twitter and Twitch and YouTube, everyone in the Discord is giving all y'all some love. All right, let's go back to the candlesticks. I want to see what's going on here. Refresh my other screen on Apple. Okay, if 4:30 p.m. is Eastern is the time for Apple, we got 4 minutes before hopefully we see some fireworks, because I got to open trade on this thing here. Inverse Iron Condor. Open this up about 30 minutes before the close of the regular session. Apple closed at 173. Just looking for Apple to be above 178 or below 166 by the end of the regular session tomorrow. And then this will be a slam dunk trade here. So hoping to see some fireworks. And if we don't get the fireworks right away, like I say, anyone who wants to join the webinar call with the CEO, maybe that's when we get the move, because sometimes the data comes out and then they say some things about forward guidance, and then investors are comparing that to the current forward guidance and stuff like that. And sometimes investors, they actually do want to see that webinar with the CEO, the actual earnings call, and then usually a move is made there. So just because we haven't gotten a move yet doesn't mean we're not going to get one, if you know what I mean. Okay, 4:27 p.m. So we got a couple more minutes to burn before the actual data comes out. We'll go check out our profit channel. See who's been making some money here. Oh yeah, a lot of people's been making money. Oh, I missed a lot of posts. All right, we got a couple minutes to burn. Let's see what our Discord group did today. Oh, we got OTC talk going on now. Yeah, I forgot. We got so many live streams. That's pretty cool. Big Frosty today. 5 contract trade here. Okay. Nice 106%. $160 on a Thursday. Let's go. Okay, Pookie. Pookie always gets some great gains. It's like he made several thousand today. Sweet. I'm giving him emoji on that one. Give Big Frosty emoji. Zach got 10% on Top Wealth Group to TWG. That's right. They were trading that earlier. More from Pookie, Big Frosty, Zach, the doctor. Yeah, me and the doctor. We've been trading spreads together. Looks like he got this, so this is another one of our analysts, Mr. Top. Solid trade there. Let's see, RB. Would you get RB? Ooh, $900. Like to see that. Okay. Yeah, so we got some pretty solid trades. Let me check out. Oh, we've been making some money. Oh yeah, I got some good money on Roku the other day, and no spreads have been doing pretty good lately. There we go, option spreads. We got an open trade on Intel going right now. Kind of sitting at break even. That's the Roku trade. Got some good money on Nike. Tesla was a good hit. Beyond Meat, Affirm, NVIDIA. Lots of good stuff going on there. All right, let me drag this over and go back to the candlestick because we got 1 minute. Actually, 10 seconds. So it's like the 10-second countdown, right? Hopefully we see some fireworks finally because a lot of people played the Apple earnings. So if it stays flat and there's not a move, there's a good move. Let's go. Woo! Let's hope it's not a fake one. But this looks pretty strong, folks. We'll see. Because like I say, sometimes it'll do that and then it's a fake out. It goes the other way. But about time, I was over here falling asleep. And watching paint dry. Finally get some good action. All right, let me refresh my Apple on my other screen. See, okay, got some data. Go ahead and post this for everybody on YouTube. But so far, bullish reaction. Apple up to 178. That's up $5. Up $5 a share since the close of the regular session. All right, so here it is. Apple just reported. Okay, EPS came in at $1.53, beating expectations of $1.51. So they beat. Great, pat on the back, but it was only by 0.02. But still, they beat. So that's good. Revenue came in at $19.8 billion, beating expectations of $90.6 billion. So they beat revenue. So Apple beats EPS and revenue. Let's see if we can get some guidance. Let's see. Okay, yep, and that. Okay, so unusual whales. Yeah, they got basically the same data I just posted. Okay. Revenue's a little bit different on unusual whales, but a beat nonetheless. Ooh, Apple up to 179. I wonder if this is pushing up SPY and after hours as well. Let me click on it. Yeah, getting a nice little pumperooski on SPY as well. Obviously, Apple's very heavily weighted in SPY. So getting some bullishness on SPY. Nice move on Apple. Let's go back to my trade I set up earlier today. Yeah, I just want Apple above basically 178 and some change. If it's above 178.68, that's my technical break even based on the debit I paid for this trade. So if Apple just wants to start trending up, this is looks like it'll probably be a winning trade for me. And let's just kind of go back here. So yeah, Apple's got some room to move. Let's go to weekly chart. It was tapping 199 the end of last year. That'd be the all-time high for them. Double check the monthly. Yep, 199.37. They got room to move. Go back to intraday charts because it won't show the after hours on Webull. If you're on the daily or higher, you won't get the candles printing in after hours for some reason. But as soon as you drop down to 4 hour or less, you'll get the action. Go to 5-minute candle. Buyers are winning the battle. Looking pretty solid. You can see how much it's kind of like flickering. And look at this volume over here, 73.58, 0.59, 0.60, kind of like a little I don't want to call it a slot machine because that'd be gambling, but it's funny to watch the volume just kind of churn. Okay, there was a wall around 170, high 179s that just got chewed through, no probs. This thing's gonna break 180. Let's go. Oh yeah, congrats to the Apple Bulls. I don't want to speak too soon, but this seems to be a pretty solid move. $7 move to the upside. I'm not saying it can't, pull back or anything. And SPY trying to make a new high in after hours. Let me just go back to coin just for a second because I know some people are here for coin. Okay, coin kind of flatlining here. That was that support around 219 I was talking about. And this was from pre-market. Let's see here. Yeah, it was the resistance from pre-market this morning, and the afternoon yesterday was resistance. We got above that today, and now that level of interest at 219 is acting as support so far here in after hours. I mean, this is a 15-minute chart. Still waiting on a green 15-minute print. Haven't gotten one yet. So this 219 level is obviously being threatened right now. Let me go a little closer. 1-minute chart, just kind of seeing it. This is why we always switch to the bigger time frames, because 1-minute chart, you'd be like, oh, indecision, but still waiting on 115 green print, and we haven't gotten it. So there's nothing really bullish about this. A good 15-minute candle print would be a good start. Getting a bunch of comments in Discord here. They're just cracking jokes. Yeah, Porterhouse says, let's just hope Apple doesn't pull a Microsoft. I remember. JX says, it looks like it's all about to go downhill. I don't know. I can feel it. Well, maybe coin, but Apple not really showing any sign of retreating at the moment. Still working on its first 15-minute print here on since the data got released. Let me refresh my other Apple screen. See if we get, because we got EPS and revenue. Let's see if we get anything else. Okay, here's some more great info for Apple. Okay, let me. This is from TrendSpider. Pretty reputable source. And let me just do this real quick. Give me 1 second, sorry, I gotta copy and paste this. And my office phone's ringing. I'll call him back later. Okay, because I want to post this other data I got here. So the board at Apple, they authorized $110 billion share repurchase program. That's why we're seeing what we're seeing. That's huge news. And Apple increases their dividend by 4%. To 25 cents a share. That's huge news, folks, for a big player like Apple. Let me post this. Hopefully it doesn't get all jarbled together. Okay, so this is from TrendSpider. EPS 153 versus 150 estimate, so they beat their up. We already went over that. Sales 90.80 billion versus 90.01 billion. So good beat on revenue and sales. Board authorizes $110 billion share repurchase program and increases dividend 4% to 0.25. So that's some pretty solid news, folks. I wouldn't be surprised if Apple, starts trending up back to 200, and that's assuming we don't get any like world news or some bad economic data or something that drives the entire markets down. But outside of things like that, Apple very well could trend right back up towards 200. I mean, the all-time high was 199.37, I think. It says 52-week high 199.62. I wonder if that was hit like in the extended hour session or something, because the daily chart on Webull shows the high is 199.37. But as long as we don't get some crazy world news or some more bad economic data, this, we got some pretty solid levels for this to retrace here. This is 4-hour chart. Here's live action here, sitting at 179 in after hours. You can see we've already broke through this previous resistance. That was kind of like, two tops there. One left side a little higher than that one, but nonetheless, there's a level here around the mid 170s is probably what I would call it. That's been breached. Mid 170s is going to be now support, I would think. And so we breached that. So that's a solid move. Next level up. I'm just going off of the candles here. Nothing fancy. It's going to be 180, y'all. And it's right below that right now. You can see how this 180 was a pretty important level back here. Definitely a good level of interest, and it's a solid mental level, 180. Let me just kind of put the line there and see what we're up against. Okay, so it looks like we have breached that just now. So I'd be looking for 180 to hold from here. If it stays above there, we can maybe look at 180 as support. If we don't get a 15-minute close above it, so we got 4 minutes left on this 15-minute print. I'd like to see this 15-minute print above the 180, and this could be looking pretty solid going into tomorrow, or at least for the remainder of after hours. Let me take a screenshot real quick, y'all. Hold on. Okay. So pretty solid news on Apple. Wow, $110 billion share repurchase and the increased dividend by 4%. That's solid news. This thing's going to go, y'all. Congrats to the Apple bulls. I don't really see this pulling back. I mean, obviously, we probably get a healthy breather on it, I would think. That's just healthy price action. Get a little breather, let the RSI cool down a little bit. RSI's at 90 on the 15-minute chart. That's nuts. The top just blew off this thing. Wow. Look at that. What's the next level after 180? Let me look. Yeah, that 180 definitely was important to breach there. So now we're back up here. This was, yeah, right around 185. So, and that was a resistance from February that it tried to make some moves towards that area and just got smacked back down. So pretty clean numbers, to be honest with you, on Apple. And just look at 185. We got this clean number here, basically 190. Yeah, so very easy to remember. Nothing special about the levels. 180, 185, 190. Keep it the simpler, the better, in my opinion. But this is a 4-hour candle, and I don't see many sellers in the picture here. There's barely even a top wick on this thing. Pretty big bodied bullish candle here. It's still going, folks. The share buyback or the share repurchase, yeah, share buyback, same thing, and increasing the dividend. That's one way to get your investors excited. that is definitely a way to get your investors excited. So great job by Apple upper management and the board over there at Apple. they really, did the right thing to please their shareholders. I wish more companies would do stuff like this, but obviously there's a lot of companies aren't in financial positions to be able to do stuff like that. So, but that's just great. That's amazing for the Apple bulls. Let's go back to my trade. Yeah. I should be sitting on some pretty sweet profit tomorrow morning. I opened up 2 of these on my Schwab account. I'll be looking forward to a nice present before we go into the weekend just on this trade. Sweet. Looking good so far. I'm not going to call it a 100% winner because obviously I got to wait till market open tomorrow to dissolve my contracts. Okay. Well, it's about 4:45 p.m. I've been streaming for about 45 minutes. I think we all kind of know what's going on here. Very, very positive reaction to Apple earnings data. They beat EPS, they beat revenue, authorized a share buyback, and increased their dividend. I mean, that's almost like the 4-headed horseman or something. Like EPS beat, revenue beat, share buyback, increase the dividend. I mean, that's like 4 gold pieces there. That's just excellent. Coin, very interesting what's happening with coin, because they're kind of flat. They're only down like 2-3%. Apple's up over $11 a share, over 6%. Coin is red, around, it's like flickering between 2% and 3%. Kind of indecision on coin. And it's kind of interesting because coin smashed their EPS. EPS of $4.40. The estimate was like $1. I mean, they 4x their EPS. That alone should be exciting investors. Maybe that's why it's holding up here. And then they did a really good job beating their sales forecast. So I think it's probably just going to come down to the call with the CEO on coin and what they say about the forward guidance. But initially, it was kind of a bearish reaction on coin, and I was waiting on a 15-minute print. We got a 15-minute green doji, which is good. That means the sellers are basically running out of gas, right? And buyers are actually trying to turn this thing over and working on a pretty good 15-minute green right now. I'd really like to see this close green. So looks like there are still buyers present on coin. So we're just gonna have to watch that and see what it does leading up to 8 p.m. Eastern when the after hours session closes. But other than that, yeah, I had fun with everyone. Wow, there's almost 5 people that joined, 500 people that joined in on the stream. Mixture of Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and we've got a lot of other people on Discord over here. Mr. Happy said, I haven't seen something like this in forever. It's awesome. Hell yeah. But yeah, if anyone wants to join our group for free, there's a link in the description. We live trade every single day, and we have a lot of fun, tons of education, and great social environment. And it's fun meeting all kinds of different people and making new friends and stuff like that. And also, it looks like my Apple trade's probably going to be a slam dunker tomorrow morning. I'll wake up to some pretty decent profit. I'll go ahead and take that profit, and then I'll enjoy my weekend, recharge the batteries. But other than that, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their night, and I'll see everybody later. Cheers.